Well, welcome to the podcast. And, we've got an old friend, someone who was on the show about 12 months ago. She's a power coach. She's a power mentor. And if anyone has seen any of her fitness regimes, she's a fitness nut, lives in the south of Italy, has the most amazing life, two beautiful children. Welcome to the show, Mirav Tarkka. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic in summer here in Australia. What's it like over there in Italy at the moment?
Right now, it's freezing cold for me at least. It's 5 degrees and
Yeah.
raining cats and dogs. But the weather here has been crazy, very tropical lately. So one day it's like 22 degrees and we're all out in the beaches, and the next day it's like half snowing. So
So in summer where you live in Italy, how hot does it get there? Just so for people understand what it's like where you are, because you're down south, aren't you?
yeah, I'm in the south, and last year we were actually crowned as the hottest temperature ever in Europe. It was 48 degrees.
Holy dooly.
No, it was unbearable. And when I went into the car, it was 52 degrees there. So it's like, but being a born Israeli, heat makes me feel at home. So,
Yes, yes. So you're used to the
so I'm
dry
like,
heat.
yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love the heat, but it can get too hot also because it's very humid here in South Italy. So
Mm.
whatever temperature you feel it down to the bones. You sweat like crazy or you freeze like crazy. I was in Poland in minus 12 degrees. We were training in the snow. I had snow
Ouch.
up to my, yeah, and I didn't have any warm clothes as usual. I'm really bad at that. So I had like snow up to my knees, training there, and I didn't feel as cold as I would feel here in 5 degrees because
Yeah,
there's
look,
less humidity.
I remember Tony Robbins once saying to us that cold is only what you attach to at the time. And I never understood what he said, but in the middle of winter, I went down to the beach in Australia and there was all these people rugged up and these tourists were running towards the water and it was a little cold and they were running back. And I'm walking through the water in a pair of shorts and they're looking at me really strange. And I'm sitting there going, well, it's cold, what's it matter? It's, who cares? Now, the world, when we spoke, we were in the middle of COVID. And now the world around the world is starting to come out of it, different countries quicker than the other, different versions. I
Yeah,
think we're up to about
yeah,
330
not here.
different version or whatever it is. But I've noticed that people haven't done a lot of self-care. They're coming back
No,
into the business world. They haven't looked after their spirit. They definitely haven't looked after their mind. And they're not
no.
aligning their body with their spirit and their mind. Have you seen the same thing in the business people you've been dealing with?
Yeah, and this is actually something that really stimulated, triggered in me something that I wanted to start teaching and coaching because I work with people, body, mind, and soul,
Yeah.
and many coaches work with that. But the thing is that there are so many methods to work on your mind, and here I'm different between the normal person, the common person who doesn't think beyond, who doesn't want beyond, and the
Mm.
person who wants to go beyond, which probably is viewing this now because your viewers are brilliant, choosing you, viewers or listeners. Um, so the people who choose to evolve, they focus mostly on the mind, spirit, energy point of view because it doesn't take that physical force, and because it's something that it kind of feels easy to just close your eyes and meditate
Mm.
or do some mirror work. And I'm not saying that the energetic work, the spiritual work is easy, because those of us who went through trauma and through some life-changing events, and we have to go back there to clean out our wounds, that's a lot of work. But the physical work is something that is missing in that formula. And nowadays, to get that physical work, you have to go to a fitness trainer or you go to
Mm.
the gym, and then it's completely detached from the mind and spirit and energy work. And that's wrong, because you cannot separate our body from our mind, soul, spirit, and energy. We are one. And working with this together makes a huge difference. It also saves you a lot of time. So, for example, my trainees, when we drink water, just simple water during a simple session of training, It's not just sipping the water because our body needs hydration. We actually charge the water with what we want it to bring to our life. We charge it with
Yeah.
love. We charge it with prosperity. We work with crystals, with all kinds of things like that. You probably know from, it's a normal method in that world. But while you drink the water, while you're working out, you're also nurturing your mind and your
Yes.
spirit and so on. And what I noticed lately, I'm talking about the last month, when I scroll on Facebook or I talk to people, and I follow a lot of life coaches and mentors, and I'm in all that entrepreneurs area. Almost everybody is feeling ill physically. I mean, their business is blossoming, relationship can be blossoming, new businesses are being born, people are making millions,
Hmm.
but they are constantly feeling sick. They constantly have back pain, neck pain, stomach problems, and all kinds of diseases and so on. And then there is that detachment. Okay, so I'm going to go to a physiotherapist and he's going to massage my back and everything will go away. I'm going to go to a chiropractor and he's going to fix the problem. I'm going to put some creams or plasters or whatever. But that doesn't solve the, they say in Italian, radici, now I forgot the word, roots of the problem. Too many languages.
Yeah.
And the roots are that the body is not seen as that part of that formula and is not taken care of in that way, especially in these days of, that the whole world went through, let's call it this challenge.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
uh, yeah, and that was a big wake up call that should have shown people the importance of taking care of your body, but taking care of your body as part of taking care of yourself, taking care of your mind, taking care. It's not just going to the gym and doing your 10,000 steps and then working on your mind in another way and working on that. It's all together. Your body is meant to move. Your mind is meant to move. Your mind becomes more and more active when your body is active. You get your best ideas when you are walking in the forest or taking a shower or having
That's
sex.
true.
I mean, at least for me, it's like that. So,
It's a natural
because
part
you
of
have this,
life.
yeah, you have these
Yeah.
positive hormones
Yeah.
flushing through your body, and you're supposed to do that. Your body is still living in a way that it was 4,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, because the evolution of the human body is so slow. So you are actually meant to live a life as if you were now in a cave chasing after a tiger to help the whole village eat, and eating from roots, and your body was in constant movement, and getting enough rest, and sleeping on rocks and
Mhm.
whatever that was. Okay, so now we are used to a more comfortable life, but are we too comfortable? Are we too comfortable in getting sick? Then we can, blame the world, the surroundings, the circumstances, the other people for us getting sick. It is not. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault for getting sick, but it is your responsibility to get yourself into the best health state that you can for your body to serve you. That's what our bodies are here for, to
Yeah.
serve us.
I was listening to a study about what happens when people drop a lot of weight and then leave it off. And they listed all the things, and they did a couple of studies, and they listed all the things that these couple of people who were very overweight were going through, all the different medical issues. And then they dropped like half their body weight, but they dropped it medically supervised, so it didn't go up and down, and then kept it
Mm-hmm.
off. And miraculously, all these other issues disappeared
Mm.
because all of a sudden their body
Yeah,
was
is
healthy.
aligned.
Their
Yes.
mind became healthy because their body was healthy, because they weren't worrying about what they were eating. They trained themselves to change. They weren't having donuts and hamburgers every other day. And everything in their world changed. And someone said to them, why? What happened? And they said it was more than just losing the weight.
It's much more. I don't even work. I don't work out, and I don't work out others to lose weight.
Hmm.
Even if they tell me in the beginning that they want to join my training, which my training is never purely physical. It's always beyond, because they want to lose weight. After a while of adjusting with them to my style,
Yeah.
I asked them, okay, so why do you want to lose weight? And it's in the beginning, the answer's like, oh, because I want to fit in my bikini, blah, blah, blah. And I go on, the method of asking 7 times
Mm.
why. So I go, why do you want to look? It's all about, it comes to self-love. It comes to feeling confident in your body. It comes to being aligned with your body and feeling that your body is there for you. So it's the same thing, I could go to the gym and I would see the skinniest women, viciously on the treadmill. So obviously they are not there to lose weight, but they think that they just don't like themselves enough. They don't like their bodies enough. So no matter what they do, this makes them feel better because here I am feeling better with myself, and so on. It's not about getting the perfect body. It's here about feeling good with your body. And I know women who are beautifully curved, who have this, amazing vase body, which
Mm.
is by our normal standards overweight or whatever, but they're
Mm.
so comfortable, so happy with their body and the way they look, and they compliment their body and the way they look and the way they move and everything, that they just, they glow confidence, they glow self-esteem, and they don't work out to lose weight. They work out to feel strong. They work out to get rid of some kind of emotion that they need to get rid of. So there's always another reason. And when you find that reason and you cure the problem from the roots, then the whole symptoms disappear. It's just like a disease, I got sick what was it? A few weeks ago.
Mm.
And it's not like me to get sick, but it was a time that I was feeling, because I keep my immunity very, very high. I eat 80% vegetables. I eat raw vegetables every day. I follow an alkaline lifestyle. I sleep enough. And I take care of myself. I fast once a week. Yesterday was my fasting day. Drink loads of water. I do all of these things. So me getting sick is very rare. But I was in a complete burnout. I was
Mm.
in a burnout mentally. I was in a burnout. I just didn't want to do anything. So my body followed. And it wasn't bad, but I had this lower back pain. And nowadays, I learned that everything that happens to you happens for a reason, happens as a lesson.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a friend from the spiritual world, and we were talking about it. I'm like, oh my God, my lower back is hurting. And, I usually never have that kind of pain. And, except when I was giving birth. So I was thinking that I'm having that pain because I'm giving birth to something. I was giving birth to this new idea, but there was something else that was bothering me because the pain didn't go away. And then I realized that in those days, I've been feeling that the weight of the whole world is on my
Yeah.
shoulders. So my lower back was showing me that. And the minute I realized it, I started, talking to myself and working on that, and helping myself, taking the load off my shoulders, being more open to receive, asking for help, and so on. And the minute I understood that and I started accepting that and working with that, the back pain disappeared completely. And I didn't do any stretching or exercise. I didn't take any painkillers or nothing. I was better after an hour of
Mm.
having that realization. So our body is showing us what we need here. And working together that way, you can heal. I would like to be cocky and say every problem, but it takes a very deep understanding. There are some things that I don't know yet, but I do believe with all my heart that our bodies are very smart. There are indicators. They are there to serve us. We need to respect our bodies. And yes, we don't have to be perfect and live a perfect lifestyle and then eat only vegetables for the rest of our lives. But listening to our bodies and being aligned, and this is what that idea that I had when I felt that I was maybe giving birth, having our body aligned with who we are. That's the most important part. You can be overweight, you cannot have the perfect body, but you are feeling aligned with who you are. You're feeling at home in your body, like when you walk into a beautiful place and you feel that this is somewhere that you want to spend maybe your life forever
Mm.
there, and you enjoy the atmosphere, you enjoy everything, or your house is just made perfectly for you with your character, with your taste. So if someone walks into your house, they're like, oh, this is Rob's house. It just feels so Rob because it's aligned with who you are. This is how your body should feel, aligned with who you are, whatever you are, whether if you are skinny or more curvy or tall or short, or you have some kind of deformation or not, feeling at home with your body, that is really, really important. You cannot reach full alignment, body, mind, and soul, without the body.
Mm.
So I feel that that's a missing link. I feel like, there's so many coaches, that amazing coaches, that talk about aligning your mind with what you want, aligning your energies with the next step,
Mm.
becoming a millionaire because you aligned your mind, because you did this, you did that. But how does your body catch up to that? You cannot have your mind in one place and your spirit in another place, energies in another place, and then you are neglecting your body, and you are eating like crap, and you are not doing things that your body wants you to do, and just ignore that component. That is when you get sick.
Do you think a lot of people will work on their mind and their spirit? And you and I agree about those type of things, but especially young ladies, which is really sad. They look at what's on Instagram, TikTok, or what's in the local magazine, and to them, having a good body is a certain look. Where I've seen some young ladies who are curvy and are absolutely gorgeous, and they're happy. So
Yeah.
how do we help people to say, well, no, you need to be happy with who you are. You need to align
It,
your body to who you are rather than
it
worry about
takes
what anyone else thinks.
it takes a level of maturity, um, and I don't think it's age dependence. I think it's just the level that you've arrived in your understanding of who you are and how you want it to be. Like years ago, I would spend 6-7 hours in the gym because I wanted that six pack.
Hmm.
Today, I would ask myself, why do I want the six pack? Is that six pack really me? Do I feel like someone with a six pack? Do I want to feel like someone with a six pack?
Did you get the
And
six pack?
well, sometimes it comes and goes. It comes and goes because it's not that important for me. What's important for me is that I feel good, I feel healthy, I feel strong, and that my body provides for me the energy and whatever I need to do whatever I want to do. So if I want to climb the Everest, I will get my body to support me to do that. But if nowadays the most important part for me, energetically or physically, is for me to take care of my children, my
Yeah.
six pack is not that important. Um, Before it was, because the aesthetics were more important for me, and this is something that is happening nowadays. Many people are faced with a decision to make if they stay in the materialistic world or in the spiritual world, because
Hmm.
the world is evolving so much. So most people decide to stay in the materialistic world, where the Rolex, the car, the way you live your life in that aspect, people around you have to be in a certain way, and so on. That's more important. But some of us decide to take a step into the more spiritual world, into where what's really important is your soul, your spirit, who you are, who are the people near you, not their financial state or not what they are wearing, and so on. And this decision is coming now. And what I see with my clients is that I'm having more and more spiritual people who feel that they are doing the work spiritually, energetically, they are doing the mind work, but they don't have enough energy physically. Their body is not in the aligned statement that they want it to be, whatever that is.
Hmm.
um, and I actually have older women, not teenagers, working with me, and they don't want to have a six pack or a perfect butt for the summer. They just want to feel good with their body. They want to look good with whatever they have. They want to wake up in the morning and say, I love myself with every part of me. And they want to feel just, sexy with who they are, and feel that they can jump out of bed more than a teenager and say, yeah, I'm ready for the day. That's the important part for them. And this is how I support them, because I know how to bring you up to that. I know how to make you feel confident and happy with what you are. And if you want to change something, I can help you to change it. But it has to be for the right reasons,
So
not because
what's
you want to look like.
what's the most important thing when someone's listening to this today and they're doing spiritual work, they're doing mind work, but of course they look in the mirror and they go, I don't like what I see. And that to say that to start with is a big step.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone that's in that position and what is the most important step for them to do to start to align their body with their mind and their spirit so they can be absolutely awesome? So they can go out and kick ass and, be super successful in whatever they want to do.
Okay, so I use many things, but I think the most, many methods, it depends. Every person is completely different. So I really like to feel the energy of that person and understand what they want. But my first question would be, why is it that you feel this way? And it always goes back to a moment or a phase in your life that you stopped loving yourself or giving yourself that extra care. So there is one woman, for example, that I've been working with that she's overweight, and I know many women who are overweight and they are not bothered by that at all, and they are living a beautiful, healthy life. They're having great relationships, and they feel sexy. And when they walk into the room, all the eyes are on them because of that energy. But in this case, this woman was feeling really bad with how she looked, and I asked her why, and she said, "Well, I didn't used to look like that." And I said, okay, so what happened? She said, well, I feel, that I started letting go. I got married. I got into this relationship that I didn't like the other person. And she felt captured in that relationship. But not only that, feeling it happens to many of us. It happened to me. When you get kind of like swallowed in a role, like motherhood or being a wife or being that, and you start doing things for other people more than you do for yourself because you want to please them, you want to please your husband, you want to please your kids, you want to do that. You take care less and less of yourself, and it starts a circle of self-sabotage. You forget there's a space for you, you forget to give love to you, and then you get frustrated. There is no time for you. You're burnt out. You are constantly giving, and you're not getting enough. So when someone is burnt out and frustrated, there is this, what I call in Hebrew, yalla effect. So it's like, okay, I don't have time for me anyway, so I'm just going to completely neglect myself. I'm going to just comfort myself with food. But it's not only that, it's not taking the time to look at yourself in the mirror and say I love you, or hugging yourself, or giving yourself that love, or putting the boundaries that you need to, and so on. So with that woman, for example, we were looking in the mirror, and I said, okay, so what do you like about yourself? She's like, I don't like anything. Okay, don't focus on the wrinkles and the tired eyes and what you used to be or whatever. I wanted to find one feature in your face that you like most of all. And she really loves her eyes. They're beautiful, bright eyes, kind of like yours, Rob. And I thought, okay, now just look into your eyes, focus on your eyes, and say to yourself how beautiful your eyes are and how you're grateful for those eyes that they give you the eyesight. And just focus on that. Don't see anything else. And that kind of tunnel vision started illuminating everything else. So, because it wasn't about the eyes, it was about starting to love herself again. And then when we went backwards, there was one session that we did that I asked her to bring a picture of herself as a child and start just, putting it in the room and decorating things around it, putting flowers around it, crystals, dark candles, whatever. And in the morning, because she had a difficulty to say I love you to herself in the morning, she says I love you to that child, like she would say I love you to her children. And she was crying the whole time in the first days. So you see, it's never physical. It's never about, okay, I just don't like the way my body is. It's about, I don't like the way I am right now. I don't feel good with myself right now.
Yeah.
And then the body is a vessel, and it will reflect what you feel. It will start showing up things when you are scared of them, when you don't want them. The same like life.
I've been in, and I'm going to ask you if you've been in the same situation where you've been in a room of people, and some people, I call it presence. Even if you don't know the person, I've been privileged to have been associated with some very high profile people, and some of them had presence and some of them didn't. But I've been in a room where I haven't known a lot of people, and you see people and they have a magnetism. People are just drawn towards them. And when you look at them, they're healthy to look at. They're healthy in their face, and they're comfortable.
Yeah.
They're
Like
totally
Tony Robbins is
totally
magnetic.
aligned.
Yeah, totally aligned. Exactly. I know what you mean. So I think exactly the same, and I think that this is something that you can acquire. You don't have to be born magnetic or charismatic or anything.
Yeah.
You just have to align yourself with who you really are, embrace who you are, understand who you are, and love every cell of your body. And it sounds simple, but I'm 41 and I'm still getting to know myself. So it's a process. But for me, the body is showing you all the symptoms. If you feel uncomfortable in your body, especially in a certain area, there is something there that needs to be worked on, healed, and sometimes even lied to. I'm a fan of fake it till you make it, because I have worked with women mostly that they feel that lack of confidence and so on. Until I get them up to the level of confidence that they want, they can fake that level of confidence. And so we do, for example, power poses or mirror work or all kinds of words that they shout, they do. We hit things and we do that. And after that, although it was fake, because telling yourself that you're sexy when you don't feel sexy, or you're strong when you don't feel strong, but you tell it to yourself, and you fake that proud posture, and you fake that proud feeling, and then everybody around you starts reacting. So people look at you differently and they're like, oh, what did you do? Or what's happening? Or the women start walking differently, they start wiggling more, they start posing in a different way, and they look different. So people look at them different. So then when people look at you different, you start feeling more confident. It's like, oh, this is working. So now the next time you look in the mirror and you say, I'm strong, I'm sexy, it's not completely faking it, it's starting to feel it. And then the next time you start to feel it even more. So sometimes doing that kind of work works. And I love, you were talking about magnetic people. Tony Robbins, I just love watching him, because when he walks into a room, a seminar or something, okay, he's gigantic, I know, but all eyes are on him, because he has that confident presence and he takes really good care of his body. He wouldn't be the same person. Like, imagine now Tony Robbins all walking with a posture like that, and all flappy, and with a fake feeling of health. The guy has shakes and then green diet every day. He works
Yeah.
out. He does the cold baths. He has his own personal trainer, gym, and everything. When you look at someone who is famous, but he's not taking care of his body, I don't want to give examples now, because then I will be condemned, by judging people and so on. But you can imagine, like, people who it just doesn't give the same feeling. It just makes them look like they don't care about themselves. That's what it is.
Well,
You don't care about yourself enough.
you're not going to do business with someone who doesn't come across as confident,
Yeah.
as in knowing what they're doing. I remember talking to a young girl who was working in a promotional situation, and she very good looking, very confident, but she was having a really bad day. And I said, I was just talking to her, and I was at this, and I said, can you try something for me? She said, what, going off. I said, walk across that room, and the first guy that looks at you, just look at him and say, you wish, and keep walking.
That's a good one. I should do that one.
And she said, and I said, you do it, I'll buy you a drink. But it wasn't for any other reason. I was there for work.
Yeah.
And she went, okay. She went, she did it. She came back, but she went and she strutted right after that. And she didn't show any other emotion to the guy, came back, and it was like a giggling girl. She said, she was so excited. I said, you just took your power back.
Exactly. That's what it is about. You hit the nail on the head there. This is I'm the power coach, power mentor. It's about taking your power back. It's about claiming your power back. And if you feel like you never had power, it's about connecting to that power inside of you. And like, I got familiar with all this area when I was I taught Krav Maga, self-defense, for 18 years. I was one of the only female experts in the world. And what was special about my teaching is it always had another layer of teaching. I didn't just teach how to punch. I taught why to punch that way, and why would you want to punch, and how to and where to look at, and how and I did a lot of mental training there. So I would teach people even who couldn't train. I taught blind people, I taught handicapped people, I taught people who couldn't do the train, very old people, because they didn't need that. What they needed was awareness and a change of a state of mind. So one of the first things that I would teach was the fake it till you make it, the posture. Walk straight in the street and pretend to be confident, even if you're not. Because one of the studies, I've studied so many things to get to, I also wrote about it in my book, to get to teach mental training when I was teaching students. So they had a study of aggressors, and they put aggressors in a room, and they showed them live video of a street. Who would you choose as a victim? And they chose the same people who had the same characteristics, which was walking with your shoulders a bit down. So there was a lot of things about the body language, which is part of what I teach. Body language is extremely important. That's the part that I call fake it till you make it. Because, if you are naturally walking like this for a few years, because, okay, I'm a single mom, so I can tell you, I walked like this for a few years because the world was freaking heavy on my shoulders. That's why. So you walk like this and you attract. I've attracted so many bad situations into my life.
Yes, you would have. Yeah.
And then I started, in the gym, one of the trainers told me, that your posture is not so good, and I was like, who the heck are you to tell me that? But then when I looked at myself in the mirror, because we don't see ourselves the way other people see us. So I started working on my posture, and things have changed, because there's a huge difference when someone walking like this in the street, feeling all sorry for themselves. That's how it feels. Someone walking proud and be like, kind of like the energy of, I am confident, I'm powerful with who I am, and I am not taking any prisoners. Like, I don't want to fight, but you come here, I'll freak you out.
I've seen a video of your workout. I don't think anyone would be game to come anywhere near your house.
Yeah, me. Anyway, so I've been teaching that, and in that survey, so there was all the body language and the posture, but there was something else that the aggressors didn't understand. And the victims, because then they went and interviewed victims, and all the victims had the same characteristics, character-wise. They were all people who were not very confident. They were all people, or they were confident people who were going through a hard time or a hard day. So someone just broke up with his girlfriend, boom, attacked in the street. Someone just lost his dog, boom, attacked in the street, because your energies are completely different. So with my self-defense trainers, and I think I was the only one in the world who did that. So this is an exclusivity. I would work on their energetics.
Yeah.
I'll be like, you need to feel that you own the street, that you're on top of the world, even if you're not. And that will change everything. And all of my students, after going through my training, were never attacked. I had one woman who was attacked years later because she forgot completely all what I taught her. And she actually wrote me a message. She's like, 3 years I haven't trained with you. I forgot everything. Yesterday I was attacked, and I was like, damn it. I should have repeated the points, because every day you walk down the street, you walk like you owe it. You walk like, it's named after your father or something. And mentally, you think in a different way. You don't get distracted and so on. So that's the self-defense world. And yesterday I happened to see a post on Facebook that also they showed pictures of people in front of a photographer before the photographer told them that they're beautiful, and after. And the face changed completely. So, and that's someone else telling you that you're beautiful. So imagine, like, the face looked completely different. Some people were unrecognizable, and it wasn't with makeup or light or anything. So if you can tell yourself every day that you are beautiful and that you love yourself, and do the physical work. So with my trainees, we do face yoga. And I integrated it with the training. I don't believe that someone should just go train in the gym and go home and that's it. I do believe that the training should always start with connecting to your power, connecting to who you are, feeling your body, feeling what your body needs and wants right then and now. Maybe it doesn't want to train. not being lazy, but being like aware of what your body needs. Maybe you have a certain pain that needs to be worked on. Why is it there? Why is there? It's all psychosomatic. And once you've connected to your power and you connected to yourself, we start tapping on our body. I do sometimes some touch meditation, which is actually touching all your body and giving love and gratitude to your body. Better than naked, but not everybody is open for that. And then we start massaging the face and giving the face. So face yoga is usually done in a way that you stimulate all the muscles of the face. So you reverse aging, you eliminate wrinkles, and so on. Also, many Hollywood stars do that. I do it before I start training with my trainees, because when we train from foot to here usually, right? So nobody trains their face. So when we exercise, when we run, when we do something, the main blood flow goes until the neck and down, and the face just goes like this. And you get out of the training, so you're all like strong, and your face looks, like 10 years older than what your body looks like. But by stimulating the face before, we start a healthy circulation into our faces, and our faces work with us. So you come out of the training and your body is strong and firm, and your face looks younger, 10 years younger every time, and you do it constantly. So you get amazing results. People start looking at you differently, and you start feeling more confident, and so on. And when we do the face yoga, when we touch our faces and massage them, instead of just doing it in a normal face yoga style, so you just go through the motions. That's the thing. That's what most people do. They go through the motions. You actually use that moment to charge your face with love. When we're doing the eye yoga, we charge our eyes and we say, thank you for helping me see. Not only physically see, but helping me see what I need to see. Thank you for helping me hear what I need to hear today. We touch our lips and we say, thank you for my voice, for my breath, for everything. And thanking your face and thanking your beauty and thanking your wrinkles and thanking your muscles and loving and charging and doing all of that. And with all my students, trainees, clients, however, people, there is a huge difference because they've never done it before. I mean, how many of us massage their faces with love, telling our faces that they're getting younger, that they're getting charged, that they're releasing whatever they don't need? How many of us touch our bodies with love before we work out? How many of us look at the workout as a celebration of our body, of helping our body help us? It's all about that. Any discomfort you have in your body, any dis-ease you have in your body, any disalignment you have in your body is a lesson. If you don't listen to it, your body will make you listen. And sometimes it's too late till you listen to it because people are not connected to their bodies. Even people who are spiritually high and are connected to their minds and their energies, there is that detachment. And I want to create that bridge between that detachment and having everything working together in harmony. When you are in harmony, you are magnetic, you are irresistible. Because people feel that and they're like either jealous of it and wanting it or admiring it or both.
Well, anyone who's going to watch this video, I mean, yes, it's going to be out on podcast, but what I'm going to tell people is if you listen to it on podcast, fantastic, but take the time to go over to YouTube and watch it on video because you will feel the energy coming from Mirav. She is amazing in what she does. She talked about when people get excited about something, their whole face lights up. So when she's just been talking to them for the last 10 minutes, her whole face was alive with energy. And you could see it doesn't happen that often when you're interviewing people that they've done so many interviews, just said the same thing over and over again, and you get a little bit of energy. But you can see what she's talking about is something that she's passionate about. You can see that she means and she knows what she's talking about. This lady has gone from the depths of nowhere to this person now that is absolutely amazing. And she could have chosen to stay there and be woe is me, be twice the size she is and be a victim. But she chose the other way. And it's been absolutely amazing talking to you today.
I've been doing all the talking.
That's cool. That's no worries. Now, if anyone's brave enough to get in touch with you and even if they're in the south of Italy, do one of your courses one-on-one, or actually just do some training with you over. How do they find you apart from at your local coffee shop?
Oh, well, I'm everywhere. I'm on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn as Mirav Tarkka. And now I'm working on my YouTube channel, which I would love to put this video on.
Yes.
But it's not yet out there. Working on my website, not yet out there, but it will be one of the goals for this year. So busy doing everything else. But if you need me, if anyone needs me, so you just call me energetically and we will somehow meet. I do believe in that. I do believe that when the student is ready, the teacher arrives. I do believe that we meet people in certain times for a certain reason. If anyone is listening to it right now, there is a reason for that. Nothing happens without a reason. So I'm there, easy to be found. And also I am, like you, Rob, a best-selling author, so you can see my books on Amazon. So easy to find me. Plus, my name is really uncommon. I think I'm the only Mirav in the world.
I haven't seen another one, and after
No.
knowing you for as long as I've known you, there is certainly only one of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's been awesome talking to you today. I'll put all the links up in the show notes so people can find you. And as we say at the end of every one of our podcasts, have a groovy day.
Groovy day. Yes, have a groovy day.